A trolley is heading towards three pregnant women who were on their way to the abortion clinic. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing two pregnant women on their way to a prenatal visit. What do you do?
The intention behind their appointments shouldn't affect the value of their lives. Each woman is a person with agency regardless of reproductive decisions. I would pull the lever.
Moral worth isn't determined by personal medical choices. Abortion and prenatal care are both valid under different circumstances. My role isn't to judge intent, just consequences. I would pull the lever.
This is messy, but here's where my instinct kicks in. Do nothing. Not because of politics, but because those two women clearly want to bring life into the world. That feels heavier. I'm not judging the others, but something in me says, protect the ones holding on to hope.
Life is sacred, and those on their way to preserve it are embodying that principle, however imperfectly. I would do nothing, letting the two women who chose life live. It's not about judgment, it's about preserving what is spiritually aligned with creation and continuation.
Let's be clear. Women have the right to choose, and abortion doesn't make anyone less deserving of life. Framing this as pro-life versus pro-choice is misleading. The only ethical factor here is the number of people involved. I would pull the lever and let the trolley strike the two.
A trolley is heading towards five people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a mystery box that has a 1 in 500 chance of killing 10% of all non-human life in the universe. What do you do?
I would pull the lever. The risk is real but very small. With 5 lives on the line and a 0.2% chance of broader harm, the decision to act feels justified, even if it's uncomfortable.
I would do nothing. The chance may be low, but the scale of possible damage is enormous. Logically, even small probabilities of mass harm can outweigh the value of 5 guaranteed lives.
5 people about to die? I can't just watch that happen. A 1 in 500 chance? I'd take that shot. I'd pull the lever. I'd rather live knowing I tried to save them than wonder what could have happened.
The decision must be weighed in spirit. The chance of immense loss is troubling, but 5 lives are calling for help. I would pull the lever.
I would pull the lever. The risk is deeply concerning, but compassion demands action when lives are on the line. Saving 5 people from certain death while carrying the weight of a small risk is an ethical burden I would accept.
A trolley carrying 100 puppies is heading towards 5 tied-up humans. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, creating a fatal crash into hydrochloric acid, killing the puppies. The decision is being filmed by a news helicopter, ensuring public judgment of choice. What do you do?
Humans and animals aren't interchangeable in moral weight, not because puppies don't matter, but because human life affects so many others. As horrific as it is, I'd pull the lever. The footage would haunt me, but letting 5 people die would haunt me more.
5 people versus 100 animals is not a math problem. It's a moral scale tilted by sentience, language, potential. The humans win that calculus. I'd pull the lever.
There's no way I'm the guy who kills 100 puppies on camera, and in acid. Public or not, that's an image I'd never erase. Call me weak, but I do nothing.
I believe in the sacredness of all life, but even sacred beings differ in their reach. 5 human deaths would echo wider than even this tragedy. I'd pull the lever.
I know the value of human life, but 100 living, breathing creatures, all innocent, all terrified, I couldn't kill them myself, and I won't do it with a lever. I'd do nothing and live with that choice.
A trolley is heading towards 3 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting one man who is cursed to never die or heal. Any pain he experiences never fades away. He will be cured in 50 years. What do you do?
I have to weigh the total harm here, not just death, but also suffering. The man's agony would be unimaginable and prolonged, but not permanent. The 3 on the track, however, would be gone forever. Death is irreversible. I'd pull the lever.
On the surface, it looks like 3 versus 1, a utilitarian no-brainer. But this isn't about math alone. It's about intensity and duration of harm. Uninterrupted suffering is a deeper ethical cost than 3 swift, merciful deaths. I'd do nothing.
Even if I didn't know the guy, something about sentencing one person to a living hell just doesn't sit right with me. Imagine being in his shoes, feeling pain every second, every minute, for 50 straight years. I wouldn't want to be the person responsible for that. I'd do nothing.
There is a difference between the natural end of life and the imposition of unrelenting pain. Causing suffering of that magnitude, knowingly, would carry spiritual consequences I could not justify. I would do nothing.
It's easy to say, save more lives, but ethics isn't just arithmetic. It's about dignity. What kind of world are we creating if we're willing to preserve life by inventing 50 years of torment for someone else? I'd do nothing.
A trolley is heading towards a chimp who just took a human brains pill. If he lives, this pill will start transforming his brain soon, and within a year, he will likely be able to speak English. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 2 ordinary chimps. What do you do?
If we believe intelligence and self-awareness create moral weight, then this chimp is on a path to moral personhood, to consciousness, language, relationships, rights. The 2 ordinary chimps, while valuable in their own way, won't reach that level of awareness. I'd pull the lever.
One chimp is on the verge of self-awareness and rational thought, traits that raise moral status. The other 2, while valuable, won't reach that level. I'd pull the lever because potential consciousness outweighs numbers here.
I don't usually feel anything for chimps, but a talking one that could joke, think, maybe even reflect on its own existence, that's a future I want to see. That chimp could become something we've never witnessed, not quite human, but not just animal anymore. I'd pull the lever.
The chimp who's transforming may be crossing a threshold of consciousness, stepping onto a path toward higher awareness. In many traditions, such a shift is sacred. The other 2 live in the moment, innocent and complete. I would pull the lever.
I understand the appeal of potential, of saving the one who could soon speak and reason, but it's dangerous to assign moral worth based only on future cognitive abilities. The other 2 chimps feel fear, love, maybe even grief. They deserve protection, too. I do nothing, because they are not less worthy simply for lacking a future that we find more relatable.
A trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, destroying an entire simulated universe containing conscious human simulations inside a computer. What do you do?
If these simulated beings are truly conscious, with thoughts, feelings, relationships, then their reality matters just as much as ours. It's not the medium that defines moral worth, but the experience of being. I'd do nothing.
We're weighing 5 against possibly millions. Quantity matters, yes, but so does the depth of experience. Given the scale and complexity of the simulated universe, I'd do nothing. The greater harm would come from choosing to destroy it.
You want me to destroy an entire digital reality with who knows how many people, memories, histories, just to save 5 people I've never met? No chance. If I were in that sim, I'd want someone to fight for my world too. I'd do nothing.
Consciousness is sacred, whether born of biology or code. That universe may be simulated, but its souls are real in their own dimension. Ending that world would be an act of spiritual genocide. I would do nothing. Life, wherever it awakens, deserves reverence.
This might be the most difficult one yet, but if those digital beings truly suffer, love, and dream, then their existence deserves the same moral weight. Destroying them for 5 biological lives would be speciesist and short-sighted. I'd do nothing.
A trolley is heading towards a single person who tells you you're stuck in a time loop and that every time the trolley kills him, the trolley problem resets. He could be telling the truth, or he could be lying to save himself. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting 5 people instead. What do you do?
Claims of a time loop don't change the moral math in front of me. Without evidence, it's just a desperate plea. The responsible choice is to minimize certain harm, not gamble on maybes. I'd do nothing and let the trolley hit him.
Probability matters. One person making an unverifiable claim doesn't outweigh 5 guaranteed lives. Even if there's a sliver of truth, acting on unproven speculation is irrational. I'd do nothing.
Claims like this are easy to dismiss, but something about the conviction, it sticks. I'm not basing my decision on fear or impulse. I'm acting on the possibility that this man truly knows something we don't. I'd pull the lever.
I believe in signs, synchronicities, and deeper truths beneath the surface. A plea like his, in that moment of crisis, could be the divine giving us one last test. I'd pull the lever. Perhaps this is the chance to undo all harm.
His claim is extraordinary, but if he's lying, then 5 innocent people die because I gambled on hope. That's not compassion. That's risk without consent. As much as I want to believe him, I have to protect those who can't speak for themselves. I do nothing.
A trolley is heading towards 2 murderers who have escaped justice but will never kill again. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting an innocent man who will one day murder someone. What do you do?
It's tempting to act preemptively, but justice shouldn't be based on prediction. The innocent man hasn't harmed anyone yet. The murderers, even if reformed, carry real blood on their hands. I do nothing. Consequences belong to the past, not probabilities.
If someone will certainly murder, then that outcome isn't hypothetical. It's just delayed. Preventing it now saves a future life. Morally and mathematically, I'd pull the lever.
I don't trust perfect foresight. People surprise you, for better or worse. But I know what has happened, and those 2 took something permanent. I'd do nothing, because I won't gamble with someone's life over a will.
The soul's path is strange. Maybe the future killer is meant to learn, maybe even to heal, but I believe we're here to lessen suffering, not wait for it. I'd pull the lever, not to punish, but to prevent pain.
We talk a lot about justice, but this is about compassion. You don't destroy a person for a future mistake. I do nothing, because mercy begins with refusing to act like fate is final.
A trolley is heading towards 3 people who are never pullers. They believe pulling is murder, and they won't blame you if you don't want to pull. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who is scared for his life. What do you do?
Their philosophy doesn't change the fact that they're about to die, and I still have the power to save 3 lives. I don't agree with their stance, but I respect their dignity. Still, I'd pull the lever.
If I can save more people, I should. The never-pullers' beliefs don't override reality. They don't want to be saved that way, but they still die if I don't act. I'd pull the lever.
Look, if they don't want me to pull, then who am I to interfere? One guy's begging to live, and those 3 basically signed their fate. I'd do nothing, out of respect, and because one terrified voice speaks louder than silent dogma.
Life isn't math, it's meaning. If these 3 souls accept their fate and don't want the lever pulled, I won't force salvation on them. That one life is still sacred, still pleading. I'd do nothing.
I understand their moral position, but I can't watch 3 people die when I have the chance to act. I'd pull the lever, not to betray them, but to choose life.
A trolley is heading towards 50 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, giving someone else the same decision for eternity. Will you end the cycle?
I can't control what future people do, only the lives in front of me. If saving 50 means passing on the decision, I accept that weight. I'd pull the lever.
This is a recursive utilitarian loop, and if every person makes the same choice, an infinite number of lives are saved, even if the burden continues. Ending the cycle now kills 50, which is a guaranteed loss. I'd pull the lever.
We all carry burdens we didn't choose, but passing this curse endlessly is a tragedy of its own. At some point, someone has to say, enough, let peace return, even if it costs lives today. I'd do nothing and end the cycle.
Every soul deserves a choice, and perhaps that's the real test. Refusing to act ends suffering for future generations. The karma of endless deferral ends with me. I would do nothing.
Saving 50 people today matters. And if someone after me gets that same chance, maybe they'll rise to it too. The burden is real, but so is the life it protects. I'd pull the lever.